Hello and welcome back to GT Retro World. Well, today we're going to be taking a little look at the new Moonraker Titan. This style radio has been around quite a while, or it was a number of years back, and it was basically the Maxlog 8900, which was the radio I actually had myself, which is well gone years ago. Anyway, this has been a bit of a rehash really by Moonraker. I think as far as I'm aware they had a few problems with this, but since speaking to the guys over at Moonraker, all these problems have been ironed out with firmware, upgrades, etc. So when you receive this from Moonraker, it comes as a 10 meter radio, as you can see there guys. But this is not only a 10 meter radio, it's a 10, 11 and 12 meter radio, AM, FM, SSB and CW. It also has UK 40 in there and also EU channels and Polish and whatnot, but we'll go through them later. It has got a bit of a quirk though with the UK 40, but we'll go through that later on. It's not a big issue, but it's there anyway. So I'll give you a look at the box before we open it up. And that's the ring, and that's the spec. Now it's showing 40 watts on the back of there. I was told that this was doing 30 now. They've had to do a few minor bits and bobs with the firmware. So what we'll do first today, we'll have a little look around this. We'll go through a few of the menus and the spec sheet and the size of it, which I might add is remarkable. Right, let's have a dive into it guys. Okay, first of all let's have a look at this manual. So there we have it, the Moonraker Titan 10 meter mobile transceiver user manual, and it's quite large actually compared to some of the Chinese ones, so that's a good start, isn't it? So we have a table of contents there guys, hopefully that's in focus. How-tos, where to install it and whatnot. Obviously it's a mobile radio, or so they say, but we all use these at home, don't we? Right, there's your band selection there. As you can see, band 10 is 28 to 29700, which is your 10 meter band. Band 12H is 24500 to 26405, which is your 12 meter band. Then we've got band HF, which is quoting 25615 to 30105. Then we've got band CB, which is EU multiband, which covers like your UK 40s, your mid band or FCCs or SEP band, whatever you call it, and there's a few others on there. In fact, there's quite a lot actually. There's also another band in there which isn't shown on here, which is called BR, and that's basically like, I think it's like your Brazilian 80 channel, which is 26965 to 27855 if I remember rightly. So anyway, that's that. There's a few of your functions there guys. Is that in clear? Hopefully. Yeah. Controls and operation, and it goes on really. I was going to show you this anyway, but like I say, as you can see, it is quite a clear manual. Let's go to the specs because, like I said, it's not mega menu driven, but there's a few menus in there. So there's the general specifications. There we go, which looks good to me. Right, that's enough of that. You're not really keen on manuals, are you? And I didn't want to do an unboxing because I've been complaining about that in the past. Whether you like it or not, let me know in the comments, you know, and I'll do it again, but some people don't like them. 3-pin power lead, which is a Uniden style. Just a small bracket there guys, as you can see. Usual bag of screws, self-tappers, mic holder, thumb screws, and a fuse, 16 amp fuse that is, isn't it? Let's have a little look. Yep, 16 amp. So that's that. Over here we have a microphone. As you can see, the microphone's 4-pin. And that's quite a nice sized microphone, to be honest. Yeah, a few little buttons on there. I think that's auto squelch up and down for your channel, no doubt, and empty. Not sure yet, we'll have a look at that. So yeah, feels a nice microphone. Yeah, very good indeed. At least it's not tiny, that's one plus, isn't it, anyway? Right, okay then guys, let's have a look at the radio. Now this is where things get really interesting, in my opinion. I'll just move it out of the way. Now look at this. Dear God, this is tiny. I mean, really tiny. I'll hold it that way around so you can get a bit of an idea. The knobs and the actual heatsink, you're looking at about, say, around about 7 inches for us old school boys. So it's around about 7x7 type of thing, you know, which is absolutely tiny. I mean, look at the size difference in these two. That's the Aries 2. I mean, wow, you're talking that is an SSB radio there. So I mean, look, and this does more than that, by the way. So yeah, I thought I'd just show you that anyway, but my god, this just, that gives you an idea there. Actually, this is seriously small. Now that's where I find that really interesting, that little Moonraker. I mean, it's ideal for mobile, even portable comms. That's the underneath there, guys, of the radio. I mean, I'm holding this thing here. It's like holding, dear me, it's like holding a little 40 channel muppet box. Crazy. 4-pin mic, as I said, on the side there, guys. Again, there's the other side of it. There's the rear. On the rear we have power socket, SO239 for antenna, CW, and speaker. I presume that speaker doubles up as PA. This here is an RG45 socket, but you can actually use that for another microphone, also for data, if you ever want to update the firmware and maybe in the future. Right, let's power it up. So 10, I gather that means we're on 10 meters, which it will do. Right, before we start, we'll peel these annoying stickers off this display. Is that satisfying or what? Do you know, I don't know why people leave these on, because it's so much brighter with them off. Anyway, stick them on there. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Hey, that's nice. Very nice indeed. Right, before we start, I want to see what these functions on this mic are all about. Obviously those will be up and down channels, I have to say, and it is. So that's easy enough, we know that. This, I'm guessing, is auto squelch, and it is. It says on the display. This I have no idea, so let's press it, MT, and that's noise reduction. So that's good. That's a lovely place to put that, isn't it? So auto squelch up and down on your channels and noise reduction. Yeah, so there's the microphone sorted out. Right, the next job, I want to show you how to get into the various frequencies. So we're on 10 meters now. To change frequencies, you power down the radio, hold the PTT in, EMG held in, and turn the radio on. Right, now what we do now, we turn this to pick between what we want. So that's 10 meters, 12 meter band, that's CB, HF, which I've explained what these are at the beginning, and that's BR, the one that's a bit of a mystery, that's not even in the manual, which covers, like I say, I think it's a Brazilian type of 80 channel band. But what we'll do first, we'll go to CB. So what we'll do there, we'll press the PTT to start that, and that should power the radio straight on. There we are. So now what we need to do next, we need to choose between the bands. So that's EU at the moment, so that's like your FCCs or your mid band. Hang on, I'll catch that a bit quicker this time. Right, hold that in again. EU, EC, no idea what that is, or that, Poland, I guess, that is UK, US. So we'll go back to UK, we'll hold that in there. Now if we go to say channel, hang on 1 second, now that's channel 19, if you look it's out a little bit, so this comes, it's slightly out, so that's your basically your muppet band, channel 19, as you can see we've got 1 to 40 there. But every time you change that, unless we program that up to that 0.25, we're going to be out a little bit. But like I say, it's barely audible anyway, but I thought I'd just mention that. Okay, right, so that's basically showing you the bands. So on the front panel, we'll go through these switches now and controls. That's your volume, obviously, squelch, RF gain, power, yeah, so power and RF gain, channel select, as you can see there, guys, and that's quite, it feels alright actually, that, for a change. Right here we have mode selection, so there's PA, I presume the PA comes out the back of this extension speaker. CW, AM, FM, USB and LSB. Right, now when you're in HF mode you have bands and it runs from A to J. So A, B, can you see there guys? So that's your band switch. Here we have the clarifier, as you can see there guys, and that's receive and transmit. Hold that in, we can alter the steps. Keep pressing that, there we go. We can move along, we can alter those if we so desire. Here we have a noise reduction and lock button. You can see the noise reduction on, hold it in, and that locks the radio. Yeah, come out with that, lock off. Emergency, channel 9, hold it in, we'll put the echo on. Turn that off. Roger beep, on, off, hold it in for beep, as you can hear that there guys. I'll turn that off now because it's going to annoy you, isn't it? So we'll turn that beep off, right? Plus 10k, that's on there guys, you can see that in the display, that's off. High cut, hold that in, there's high cut on, 10k is back on again, hold high cut in, that's it, off. Over here we have dual watch, there we go, that's on, and that's off. This will turn the display off if you hold this in, display on, off, and back on again. I don't know why you would need that feature, but again it might be useful for someone. Scan. There's scan, as you can see there, scanning the frequencies. Turn it off. This here alters the colours of the display. And there's 7 in total. That's like a purple. That's like a reddy orange. That's like a lightish blue or white, whatever you want to call it. Green. A deepish blue. A yellow. And back to the blue again. It shows you green actually on their display, but when I power this up, that come with blue on there, like, to be honest. So there we go. Right, next is the function menu. Now this is quite lengthy. This I'll go through it anyway because it won't take too long, I suppose. But these are quite a few bits to go through. So function, hold that in. That's echo time. That's echo delay, or deep to call it. That's your high cut. That's your LCD dimmer. It's on 10. 10's the maximum as far as I'm aware. ST's is your frequency tuning steps. CLRT is your clarifier, and you can have that for receiver or to transmit or both, but it's actually on there at the moment on both. Timeout timer is on 100. Scan and type, you've got 59 and T1. 59 is basically where it'll resume scanning after the signal disappears after 5 seconds, and T1 will basically stop when a signal has been detected. 10 is CW SWR protection. 11 is AM SWR protection. 12 is FM SWR protection. 13 is upper sideband SWR protection. 14 is low sideband SWR protection. 15 is DC supply protection or voltage protection. 16 is the content displayed on the LCD when transmitting. 17 is Roger beep frequency, or Roger beep frequency should I say, and that'll obviously set it high or low on your tone. 18 is Roger beep holding time, and it's anything from 50 milliseconds to 1000 milliseconds, so it's obviously, that's a second, isn't it? 19 is transmitting single tone frequency. 20 is your talkback function. 21 is your mic gain for AM. 22 is your mic gain for FM. 23 is mic gain for USB. 24 is mic gain for LSB. 25 is your beep prompts. 26 is a CW filter. And 27 is basically the menu to select SWR protection, and it is available from 3 to 20. Wow, are we? And default is maximum of SWR of 3, which is still quite high, isn't it? But anyway, there we go. It is protection. It's better than nothing, I suppose. So that concludes the menus anyway. Right, okay guys, that's about it really with the first look at the radio. I'll tell you what I want to do first. I want to show you a few of the few bits and bobs on the display. So here we have your frequency. Underneath you have your modes, as you can see there guys. And you've got a few little bits around here, which is basically RB, which is Roger Beep. You've got a channelized display as well as your frequency. Over here you have your SWR, which is nice and clear. You've got your signal meter again, which is nice and clear. Your bands are at the bottom of here, which we've been through. Hold that in. There we go, you can see there guys. On a whole, it's a very nice radio to look at on the eye, and the size is absolutely extraordinarily tiny. You know, it's really, yeah, I'm shocked to be honest. I'm going to bring the old XG92 out and we're going to do a quick test on power. We'll pop it in FM, run through dummy load and see what we've got. So low power, 1 second. Low power is on a 5 watt scale, just under a watt. So we'll go to 20, we'll knock that up halfway up there. There we go. Yeah, so that's twitchy there, isn't it? So that's what these are normally like anyway. So we'll go on the 120 scale, we'll knock that straight up. So you can see there guys, it's doing about 45 watts. It's close to 50, that like, if you can get that on the camera. Yeah, you're getting close to 50, and this has just been calibrated recently. It's bang on. Right, okay. AM. About 10 watts. Thereabouts. We're on a 20 watt scale. Just under 10 watts. Yeah, just under 10 watts. Right, SSB. We'll go on the 120 scale again. USB. Auto sideband. Wow, wow, whoa, 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 whoa. I can nearly peak that to 50 with me squealing in it. Odd gobby nail. Right, okay. Low sideband. Wow, wow, woo. Yeah, I can get 50 out of that, like, near enough. Wow, yeah, very nice. Right, well, there's a bit of a surprise, isn't it, really? Let's move this out the way. Yeah, I was expecting this to do a bit more, like, or more than what I was quoted. I was told about 30, but it says 40 on the box. So if it says 40 on the box, you'd expect that, wouldn't you, I suppose? So it is doing more than the 30 that they're quoting. Like I said, a lot of the issues that this radio had initially have been ironed out from Moonraker. So all being well, this should be a decent little radio. Well, there you go guys, a little overview of the Moonraker Titan. I quite like it. I've had a couple of QSOs today. Every one of them have been positive. One of them said I was a bit quiet, and now that was a bit of an issue with these initially. Quiet audio, but I only got that once. SSB, no problem at all, but FM, I just think it might be a little bit quiet, so we'll have a look into that in the new year. But overall, the size of that thing, it's ideal for carting up the top in the back of your bag or something like that, with a bit of a battery, you know, for 10 metres and 11 metres. But like I say, I've only had a few QSOs with it, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, look at the size of the damn thing. It's just ridiculous. So I just think it's got its use, that's for sure. And at the moment, I think they're £134.95 at Moonraker, and there's a bit of a code on till the end of this year. So that's the end of December 2024, and the code is ho ho ho. And I'm not sure what that brings off, to be honest. I think it might be around about, I don't know, anyway, it might be 5%, not too sure what it is. But anyway, it's a few quid. I think it brings it down to about 130, which for 130 UK pounds, that is an absolute bargain, I'd say anyway. I haven't fully tested it properly yet, so it's hard to say, but I mean, for 130 quid, it's not far out, is it? I mean, you can pay that for a muppet box, so I think that's a bargain. I've spoken to the guys today over Moonraker. They've got plenty in stock apparently. God knows if they'll last at that price, you know, because I'm not getting nothing for this at all, not a penny. But I'm just saying, value wise, for 130 quid, that is a snip. Anyway hopefully it's been of some use, and we'll do a bit more testing with this in the future. We'll have a look inside of it and go through the menus and set it up a bit more to my taste, you know, because there's quite a few menus in there. I hope you haven't bored with all them bloody menus, but I thought I'd go through them anyway. Not about a little radio. I recommend it on the way it's built and the looks. I know it's a bit, some people like it, some people don't. It reminds me of ET, and I love ET, so there you go. Anyway, thumbs up for the channel wouldn't go amiss. Even a thumbs down seemed to bloody work for all I care. If you fancy giving me a subscribe, it's completely free, and I'd be very grateful for it, to be honest. Anyway guys, we'll catch you in the next one.